Hare Krishna, everybody. Very good evening, and very happy to see most of you have joined. This is the third day our journey with Lord Ramachandra is going on. So, before we start off with today's session, let's first invoke the blessings of our spiritual master. Blessings of our spiritual master. Let's invoke the blessings of Lord Ramachandra. Let's invoke the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most merciful avatar of Kali Yuga. And we'll also recite the Mahamantra before we get started. So I would request all of you to please join your palms, close your eyes, and repeat the prayers after me. Okay? Please repeat after me. Om Agnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So yes, we have invoked the blessings of our teacher, spiritual master, and also the Supreme Lord. So give me a minute. I'll share my screen and we can get started. Okay, so this is our third day, right? And which Kanda are we looking at? The Aranya Kanda. Okay, so we have so far completed Balakanda and Ayodhya Kanda. Now, some of you might be a little curious as to, Lord Rama's avatara happened in Treta Yuga. How long would it have been approximately? Okay, so actually, the present age that we are in is called Kali Yuga. Okay, which is approximately, not approximately, our Shastras give us perfect numbers, which is supposed to last for 4,32,000 years, of which 5,000 years are already gone. Right? And Dwapara Yuga, that is the Yuga where Lord Shri Krishna took avatar, that was for 8,64,000 years. And the Treta Yuga where Lord Ramachandra, our hero, appeared was 12,97,000 years. That Yuga lasted for this long. This is just for your information. Now and then, if you know a little bit of facts, it's going to help us. We also seen that how many verses are there. Let me see how many of you recollect this. I told you on day one. How many verses are there in Ramayana? Let's see. Let me also go live so that I can see your responses. 1 minute. Good evening. It's Gauravi Reddy. Hare Krishna Lavitra. Hare Krishna Shamala. Hare Krishna Venya. Hare Krishna Jyoti. 1008. Are you sure? Okay, let's see who's going to answer this question. 25,000 verses. Okay, so Ramayana consists of 25,000 verses. Okay. All right. Now, I want to see. Yesterday we learned Ayodhya Kanda. Okay. So tell me, what was the value that was highlighted in yesterday's session? Which value did we learn? What did we learn yesterday? I'm waiting for your answer. Yes, Bhavyaj. Value did we learn? We've seen how Lord Ramachandra, I'll give you a clue. Power of association, wonderful. We've seen how, because of Mantra's influence, Kaikeyi changed her entire thinking, her love, affection, everything was destroyed. The love and affection she had for Lord Ramachandra, everything was destroyed in no time. Wonderful. Power of association, how to speak. Yes, the 4 gates of speech. Wonderful, as recommended by Lord Krishna. Interpersonal dealings. Fantastic, Lavitra. So we see in the 3 levels of interpersonal dealings, right? Mental, verbal, and physical. Excellent. Very nice. Yes, in Ayodhya Kanda, we learned all this. Fantastic. Anything else you all recollect? Apart from the values and even anything from the Ramayana itself? Any points you would all like to highlight? Let me have a look at it. Obedience and acceptance. Fake it until you make it. Wow. Pavitra is like completely into it. Fantastic. So this was the principle we learned, right? So if I have to be virtuous, then I'll have to follow in the footsteps of people who are virtuous. Fantastic. Yes. 4 gates of speech. Very nice, Sangeeta. Anything else? Rama went to the forest. Friendship, right? So Guha, even though he was born in Nishada, the tribal family, Rama was so affectionate. As soon as he seen him near the banks of Ganges, he went and he embraced him. Very nice. Bharata's devotion, excellent. So the name Bharata means one who carries heavy burden. And we seen what burden Bharata had to. He was insulted, he was doubted at every step by everybody he met, including the Rishi Bharadwaja, who wanted to test him, what is your purpose of coming, isn't it? And how the people of Ayodhya treated in spite of it. He disowned his own mother, who did wrong to his brothers, and of course became the death of, cause of death of his father, right? So much pain, so much insults, but in spite of all that, his devotion to Lord Rama was unshaken. He said, I will follow in the footsteps of my brother. I will also reside in the hermitage as an ascetic till my dear brother returns. Fantastic. Yes, Bharatas, obey your elders. Fantastic. bad Ajji on Rama. What's that? Am I reading it properly? Sangeeta, could you please explain that? Power of association. Yes, Ramnath. Be truthful always. Yes, 4 gates. So we've seen truthful, be kind, it should be beneficial, and it should be non-agitating. Fantastic. Serving is a great deed. Very nice. Following orders of your elders. Very, very important. Association. Never go against the words of your elders. See, Rama, he took so much of trouble, but he wanted to keep up the, words of his father. Association with the right people. Fantastic, Prerna. Learned people for, always, consult, learn people for big decisions in life. Wow, fantastic. Bharata's devotion. Yes, yes, Bharat. Your name is also Bharat. Right. Bharata's devotion and bad grandma. Okay. That her name is Manthara. Okay. So it was Manthara who poisoned Kaikeyi. So sweet. Yes, bad grandma. Okay. Thought affects. Yeah, very important. Thought affects action. We also see how we can overcome that by physically, like for example, we see if you're in a very bad mood, smile and your mood gets lifted, right? And if you're feeling a little nervous, okay, I'm gonna go on the stage for the first time. I'm gonna speak first time on the stage in front of so many people. Just strike a nice, confident handshake. It could be interview. Yesterday we've seen many examples, right? Very nice. Yes, Ajji means grandma. Yeah, even I know Kannada. I was a little confused what is bad Ajji. Maybe I was reading it wrong. Thank you, Sangeeta. Yes, obey your elders, thought affects action. Promise made is a promise made. Wow, Nakashri, fantastic. Rama, at all cost, he said, even when Bharata came and said, just take it, take the kingdom. He said, no, just because our father has left the world doesn't mean I will go back my word. So once you give your word, until death, we should follow it. Wonderful, wonderful. Follow the path of good people. Yes, Bhagavad. Emotions come and go. Yes, Gautam. So we see how, like strong and unshaken Lord Rama was, even when he was announced as a king, or even when he was asked to go to the forest without anything, not even the royal garments, ornaments, nothing. Wonderful. Yes, we should not. Yes, Monica, we should not give our ears to people who could poison it. So we should have that thought process, whether they're doing it right or not. So that is quite difficult. We seen yesterday. The average 5 people we associate with, we actually imbibe their qualities. So we should be very careful in choosing people. Excellent. The people you live and stay with affect your actions. Absolutely, Bhagavad. Absolutely. Teju says affirmations and change of mindset help improve life. Fantastic. Sangeeta, not. Oh, Aprameya. Okay, sorry. Okay. So I don't know if you all can rename it, be very nice so I can address you, because first of all, we can't see each other. So at least we can connect. I can call out your names. If there's any way you can rename it, please try it. Thank you, Aprameya. Next time I'll keep that in mind. Sure, sure. Okay. Ma'am, can you call me? Okay. So, okay. It's Mithanya, right? All right. Respecting elders is very important. Yes, in these 2 days, Balakanda and Ayodhya Kanda, we have seen how important it is to obey, respect. So we also seen in Balakanda how nicely Lord Rama and Lord Lakshmana were serving Vishwamitra. They pleased him so much that he empowered them with so many weapons. He gave all the knowledge. So fantastic. Yes. Don't let others change your mind. Fantastic, Gautam. Yes. Ram's stepmother. Yes, Kaikeyi. You're right, Ravi. How she got influenced by Manthara. Can you call me Lakshya? Okay, if you all want me to remember so many, I have to map so many names. So Sangeeta is for Prameya, Teju is for Lakshya, and Jyoti is for Mithanya. It's a little difficult for me. So maybe what you can do when you're actually posting a comment, you can say, this is, like for example, this is Lakshya. Okay, and my question is, or my comment is, if you can do that, it'll be really helpful for me because I'll not be able to remember, honestly, so many names. Yes, okay, so again, Kashvi. Okay, Kashvi. Everyone has a hard part in their lives, but we should not let them overtake us. Fantastic. Absolutely, Bhagavad. It's so important. Okay, again, Siddharth. Okay, Sarita is Siddharth. Okay. All right. So fantastic. This shows you all are so very attentive, so many points you've grasped in. Excellent. Thank you so much. So with that, let's start off our 3rd day's journey of Aranya Kanda. Aranya means forest. Okay. So yes, of course, Lavitra. I'm going to start Aranya Kanda. I know you're all waiting eagerly for that. We'll get started. Okay. Right. So as always, all our sessions are dedicated to His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and the greatest spiritual master who's ever walked on earth, and he comes in the parampara. Okay, all right. Yes, so now let's get started. Okay. So as I told you, Aranya means forest. Now, Atri Rishi, we seen yesterday that Atri Rishi gave directions to Lord Rama, Lord Lakshmana, and Mother Sita to go to Dandakaranya forest. And there they actually built a nice hermitage, and they were living very happily there. Right? Sorry, that was in Chitrakoot. Now they were heading towards Dandakaranya. That's where we stopped yesterday. So while they were walking towards Dandakaranya, Lord Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita, they heard a very, very horrifying sound. And in no time, Rama can hear a sound. Rama, please help me, help me. And what does Rama see when he lifts his head and sees there's a huge demon, and he had captured Mother Sita, and he said, I am going to make her my wife, and I'm going to eat you both. I'm going to satisfy my hunger. I'm so hungry. Okay, so immediately Rama asks, who are you? Actually, this demon's name is Viradha. Okay, just to give you a little background. See, most of the Rakshasas that we see here, they were all cursed because of some misdeeds. This also teaches us a lesson. Of course, in Kali Yuga, curse will not work. Nobody is so powerful like those Rishis and Munis that they can curse you and something happens. But still, we should watch out our actions, because somewhere, we all know the thing about karma. It will follow us, and either we suffer or we enjoy. So we should be very, very careful as to every step we take. Okay, what am I doing? Is my words hurting somebody? Is my action hurting somebody? Am I following everything that is told in our scriptures? So we should become conscious. Srila Prabhupada says something very beautiful. As I told you, he's the founder of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada says, before you become, Krishna conscious, first become conscious, then become Krishna conscious. So every action we do, we should be very cautious and conscious of what I am doing. Okay, so those days, as I told you, the sages were so powerful, and they would just curse, especially these Gandharvas or Devatas, Apsaras, if there were any misdeeds that was done. Likewise, even Viradha was cursed because he tried to misbehave with Rambha, who was actually the daughter-in-law of Kubera. So Kubera got very angry, and he had asked, him to become a Rakshasa. So his name, Viradha's actual name as a Gandharva was Tumburu. Okay. And this Tumburu was also blessed by Lord Brahma that no weapon could kill him. Okay, so now he has captured Mother Sita, and Rama and Lakshmana says, put her down. So what this demon does, he carries Rama and Lakshmana and he starts running. Okay, and Lakshmana says, my dear brother, it's time, we have to kill him. So they chop off his hands. Lord Rama chops off his right hand, and Lord Lakshmana chops off his left hand, right? And he says, still the demon laughs, you cannot do anything, nobody can kill me. But then when he sees the bravery of them, he will get to know that it's Lord Ramachandra. And actually it was told to him that only Lord Ramachandra can deliver him. So when he gets to know it is Lord Ramachandra, Ramachandra says, since, you cannot be killed by any weapon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bury you. Okay, I'm going to bury you. And, with that, you can actually get liberated. So like this, see how wonderful Lord Rama is. Throughout his journey, what is he doing? He's trying to protect his devotees. He's also slaying people who were in the form of demons who were cursed. But everybody, what do you think was happening? They were getting liberated because they were looking at Lord Ramachandra at the time of death, right? They were meeting Lord Ramachandra. So these are all not ordinary people. They were all, as we discussed, they had all taken part so that they could be instruments in the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so now Tumburu got liberated. Now, Mother Sita, Lord Lakshmana, Lord Rama continued their journey. So while walking, Mother Sita would always be in the center, Lakshmana would walk forward, and Lord Ramachandra would be behind Mother Sita. Okay. So while they were walking, they actually went and met many sages. There were so many hermitages. So basically, rishis, they choose to remain in forests. They would build a very simple hermitage because their whole focus is, as we discussed yesterday, if you remember, Dasharath Maharaj, when Vishwamitra comes, what is the question that he asks him? how is your job going on? What was the job of rishis? How to escape from this cycle, this vicious cycle of birth and death, right? So like that, all the rishis' focus was self-improvement, working on themselves, becoming more and more spiritually strong, performing devotion towards Lord. So they would usually prefer to live in a very calm and peaceful place. And what more could be calmer than forest, ideally supposed to be. But unfortunately, these Rakshasas were terrorizing them and disturbing them. Okay. So Dandakaranya was a forest again with so many such hermitages, so many sages, right? So Lord Rama would visit many sages, they would serve him, he would get so many instructions like this. So what happened? While passing through, he met Agastya Rishi. He got instruction as to where to stay next. We'll come to that. He also met sages like Sharbanga, Sutikshana. So what Lord Ramachandra would do is he would either live in their hermitage maybe for a few weeks or a few months, few years, sometimes many years, right? Like this, they spent. So remember how many years Kaikeyi wanted Lord Ramachandra to be sent to forest? Let me see your answers. What was the total number of years she said, I want you to be banished? How many years? Who's going to answer? Let's see. $14 Prerana, fantastic. Right? So for 14 years, Lord Ramachandra, Shaurya says 14, 14, 14, 14. Everybody was fantastic. Okay. So for 14 years, Lord Ramachandra was sent on exile. So like this, passing through many hermitages, meeting many rishis, they'd almost spent 10 years of their exile period. Okay. Now, Lord Rama, he went around, met many rishis, but he had this desire of meeting Agastya Rishi. Okay, so he takes instruction from Sutikshana, asks, do you know the whereabouts of Agastya Rishi? I want to meet him. And he finds out where Agastya Rishi stays, and he goes and stays with Agastya Rishi for some time. And Agastya Rishi tells him, go and stay in Panchavati. Panchavati was a place which was near Godavari. Okay, Godavari River. Now, there's something very great about Agastya Rishi. This Lord Rama actually tells Sutikshana Muni. Agastya Rishi was so powerful. Actually, there were two demons, okay, Vatapi and Ilvala. Their names were Vatapi and Ilvala, and they had a very, bad intention of eating. Of course, Rakshasas means they're cannibals, right? They would want to gobble upon human beings. So they had designed a very nice plan. So what Ilvala would do was, he would, take the form of a very nice, sober sage, and he will go and invite all the Brahmanas for food. Okay. And when they come, this Vatapi would take the form of food and Brahmanas would eat, not knowing. And then when he goes into the stomach, then, Ilvala calls, Vatapi, come out, my dear brother. And he would tear open the Brahmana's stomach and come out. And the Brahmanas would die, and these two nicely have meal. They would actually feast on their. This is how they were creating disturbance. So Agastya Rishi knew about it. So once Ilvala does the same trick with Agastya Rishi and invites, and what happens when the food is served? The food is, again, remember, it is the demon Vatapi. So Agastya Rishi eats him and says, Vatapi get digested. Okay, so Vatapi is digested, and Ilvala calls out his brother. Agastya Rishi says, don't worry, your brother is digested. And he tries to attack Agastya Muni. Agastya Muni burns him into ashes. So, I mean, can you just imagine the power of those, Munis of those days? Right? So Rama was just sharing this, with the Muni, and he was expressing his desire to meet Agastya Rishi. So like this, he goes, meets Agastya Rishi, gets instruction, okay, let's go and stay in Panchavati. Okay. Now on the way, when actually they go to Panchavati, there is Jatayu. Jatayu was a huge vulture. Okay. He stayed near Panchavati. Now, the first time when they actually look at him, they think that he's a demon. He's so huge. And Jatayu actually introduces himself. He says, Lord Ramachandra, do not fear. I am your father's best friend. He was actually Dasharatha's very good friend. Actually, it's said that Dasharatha ruled this earth for 60,000 years. That means Jatayu was also almost of that age. 60,000 he was. 60,000-year-old he was. Okay. So he said, so this is a place where there are so many Rakshasas, and also if at any time you and Lakshmana has to go out, we will be there to protect Mother Sita. Don't worry. Okay. Now in Panchavati, they happily spend time. Okay, because it's a very beautiful place with waterfalls, birds, lovely animals, everything. And Rama says, Lakshmana, just build the hermitage closer to the lake so we can hear the sound of water, right? It's going to be very, very pleasing. So Lakshmana does accordingly, and they stay there for 3 years. So how many years over? 10 years plus 3 years, 13 years of exile is done successfully. Now, when everything is going so well, one day, what happens? There is a demoness, Rakshasi, by the name Shurpanaka. Okay, this demoness was passing by. Okay, what would have happened is, she would have married a Danava. Okay, so somewhere these Danavas and Rakshasas, they don't like each other. So Ravana, actually Shurpanaka was the sister of Ravana. Okay, so there are four brothers. It is Ravana, Vibhishana, Kumbhakarna. Okay, 5. Kara and Dushana. So these were the 5 brothers. And for these 5 brothers, they had a sister, Shurpanaka. Okay, so Ravana was not so happy. She had married Danava called Vidyujjuhva. Okay, so in some battle, what happens? Ravana kills Vidyujjuhva, and now Shurpanaka does not have a husband, so she's actually roaming about searching for a new husband. This is how Rakshasas and Rakshasis are, right? So as she's roaming about, she comes near Panchavati, and she looks at Lord Ramachandra. Who can take their eyes off, be it Rakshasas or devotees? Ramachandra is so captivating. So she looks at the beautiful lotus eyes of Lord Ramachandra, the greenish, bluish complexion, his wonderful arms, his beauty just captivates her, and she says, I want to marry him. He's going to be my husband. So immediately, she comes. See, actually, Shurpanaka could shape shift. She was a shape shifting demon. That means she could take whatever form she wanted. They all had this mystic powers. But then Shurpanaka actually looked very ugly, right? She had a very ugly face and long nails, sharp teeth, copper colored hair. So when she sees Rama, she forgets to shape shift. She could have at least, dressed up as a nice, beautiful woman, but she forgets because she's so captivated. She immediately wants to run and start talking to Lord Ramachandra. So she forgets to change her shape, and she comes in her hideous shape. And the moment she sees Lord Rama, she says, oh, beautiful person, I want to marry you, become my husband. And what Lord Ramachandra does is, he starts joking with her. He says, you're so beautiful, but you know what? I'm sure you don't want to be a co-wife of my wife, Sita. He shows Sita and he says, I'm already married. So do one thing. Why don't you go to Lakshmana, my brother? My brother is even more handsome. Look at him, right? And you can actually, and poor fellow, he does not have his wife. So you can go and you can actually, marry him and stay happily. And Shurpanaka looks at Lakshmana and says, yeah, he's also very nice, very handsome. And she goes and approaches Lakshmana and asks, please marry me. And Lakshmana looks at his brother and says, why are you putting me in this condition? And he does a trick. He says, you know what? If you marry me, I'm my brother's younger brother, right? So what happens is you'll have to serve my brother and his wife. I'm sure you don't want to do that, right? So the best person you can marry is Lord Ramachandra. So he again, it's like, throwing the ball here and there, they're playing. And poor Shurpanaka doesn't know this. So she again hops back to Lord Ramachandra and says, what your brother is saying is true. You are the best match to me. I think the reason why you don't want to marry me is because of this lady, right? Your wife Sita. So don't worry. Right now, I will pounce on her and kill her and eat her. Right, like this, she's about to pounce and attack Mother Sita. That time Rama looks at Lakshmana and angrily says, you should not be doing this. You should not be putting Mother Sita in trouble. Do something, chop off Shurpanaka. So what Lakshmana does, he immediately takes out his sword and chops off Shurpanaka's nose and Shurpanaka's ears. Wait a second, I will show you. Yeah, look at that, right? So he chops off her nose and her ears. It starts bleeding very badly. She cries in pain and she starts running from there. Okay, she runs and runs and she goes to a place called Janasthana. Okay, Janasthana was ruled by her two brothers, that is Khara and Dushana. Okay, now Janasthana was like a capital place of Rakshasas, okay, like a capital city within India. For the whole world Rakshasas residence, the capital was Lanka. Right, so she runs and goes to her brother Khara and Dushana, and she cries and cries and says, "Look at what these two puny human beings have done to me. They've cut off my nose, they've cut off my ears. I can't bear this pain." And Khara and Dushana gets very, very angry. So Khara calls his 14 best Rakshasas. They were very powerful. They were the topmost Rakshasas. And he says, "Go and fight with these, Rama and Lakshmana and kill them." Okay. Now, these 14 Rakshasas comes. It is, like nothing for Lord Ramachandra. He just kills them. And when Khara gets to know that his best of Rakshasas were killed, he says, "I will go myself and I'll fight this, this Rama." So what he does, he takes Dushara, he takes one more demon called Trishira. Okay, Shira means head, Tri means three only, number three in Sanskrit also. This demon had 3 heads actually. Okay, so he comes along with 14,000 Rakshasas. These 3 plus 14,000 Rakshasas come to attack Lord Ramachandra. So when Lakshmana sees them coming, he says, "Don't worry, brother, I will fight. You be with Mother Sita." But Rama says, "No, this is my problem. I will handle it. You take care of Mother Sita." And Rama fights with his demons, and in 2 hours, just 2 hours, he finishes all of them. Okay, he finishes all of them except one. I'll tell you then. Okay, and I think even Valmiki Maharshi says, effortlessly, like not even a small bead of sweat anybody could actually see on Lord Ramachandra. So effortlessly with his arrows, he finished them. It is also so mentioned that nobody could actually make out when he was taking the arrow out of the quiver, when he would string it, when he would actually pull it. Nobody could make out. We can probably compare it to our fan blade. If you put it on very high speed, it is so fast that you don't know whether there are 3 blades or like how many, which one is what. We cannot even make out like that. At that speed, Lord Ramachandra was taking out, because 14,000 demons, like maybe half a second for each demon, he just vanquished all of them. Now, there was one Rakshasa who managed to escape. That means he didn't kill 14,000, he killed maybe 13,999 demons. And this one Rakshasa, his name was Akampana. Okay, he managed to run and he wanted to go and give this information to Ravana. Okay, now he first runs, he goes to Lanka and he tells Ravana that, your brother Khara and Dushana, along with the many, many wonderful, wonderful Rakshasas, were killed by Rama. You know what's the first question Ravana asks? Did the demigods help him? How many were there? And Akampana says, single-handedly he killed. So Ravana becomes extremely furious. Okay. And actually, he says, "I'm going to go myself and kill." But Akampana says, "Wait, think, don't directly attack the enemy. Sometimes it's very much required." So he says, "I know what is Rama's weakness. It is his wife Sita, who is very beautiful." So he actually explains the beauty of Mother Sita, that Ravana immediately gets attracted and he says, "Okay, I want Sita as my wife." So I mean, many places we see it's first, Shurpanaka who goes and says, first actually it's Akampana who goes and gives the news of how Mother Sita looked. Okay, so the moment he tells about Mother Sita, Ravana is like, this is a very good idea. One is, I want Mother Sita, and second is, this will make Rama weak and maybe with that he will die. Okay, now Ravana wants help. So what he does, he goes to Maricha. Do you remember Maricha? So many demons' names, so many rishis' names, right? But I know you're all very smart kids, you remember. So Maricha and Subahu were 2 demons. They were the sons of Tataka. Remember? when Vishwamitra took, they were the first, demons that were killed by Lord Ramachandra. So if you remember, Lord Ramachandra killed Subahu, but with his arrow, he had actually thrown Maricha 800 miles away. So Maricha had learnt his lesson. He was like, sort of living in solitude and taking care of his daily chores. Now, he was also one of the ministers. You remember, right? We had also discussed that. They were the ministers of Ravana. So he was one of the ministers of Ravana, and Ravana remembered, and he goes to Maricha. Okay, and he says, Maricha, you have to help me. I want to kidnap Sita. Okay, because Rama has killed my brothers and I'm very furious. I want to take revenge. The moment Maricha hears the name Rama, he starts trembling because he has seen the valor of Lord Ramachandra, right? So he says, please don't do this. I will also not do. I advise you also not to. Okay, he explains how Lord Ramachandra fought those many demons that they had taken and all that. And he says he's extremely powerful. If you're going to fight with him, that means you're inviting death. So best just stay away. Okay. And Ravana also, he says also, Maricha says, you have so many beautiful queens. Just go and stay with them happily. Just stay out of this and leave me alone. So Ravana also thinks, okay, fine. And he goes back. Okay. Now he goes back and he's just leading his normal life. And Shurpanaka gets to know about this. And she goes to Lanka to meet her brother. Okay, so she goes to meet her brother. Now, the moment she meets, she's so angry. She says, are you not, you're not fit to be king. That's how she starts. You have lost your brothers. We have lost so many Rakshasas. And you're so happy in your own world. You're not even bothered to take revenge. Right? So this is how first she makes him very angry. And then she also tells about Sita. She's the most wonderful lady. I think Rama is not a best match. Actually, you should be her husband. So like this, she makes him angry at one point to actually take revenge against Lord Ramachandra, and she also incites him to kidnap their Sita. Now this time Ravana is fixed. He says, the way Shurpanaka describes, he says, yes, I want Sita Devi at any cost. Okay, so what he does, he again goes back to Maricha. Okay, so when he goes back to Maricha, he expresses his desire. Now, before we continue, children, I want to compare this so-called Shurpanaka to our daily entertainment. Okay, so right? We are not just listening to the story. We are also learning a lot of values. We are also learning how to actually be safe, safe from things that we should be, how to behave, everything. So Shurpanaka can be compared to the modern day entertainment. It could be your social media, like Facebook, Instagram. It could even be your television itself. Okay, why? Because society gets influenced by what they watch, the entertainment they choose, vice versa. Entertainment is also made knowing, okay, this is the taste of people, right? So it's vice versa, right? So the biggest, I've even heard so many people calling this as an idiotic box, right? Television, actually, much elderly people in the family, you might hear them. I don't know why they're glued to this idiotic box from morning to night, right? Actually, it is. So it has become an inseparable part. I even remember nowadays when people are building houses, they will actually keep a dedicated place. Okay, this is for the TV stand, right? So it's become like an inseparable part of us, like, one of the family members, right? But what we have to analyze and understand is it a harmless entertainment? Is it giving us some kind of a joy and it's not harming us? Or is it playing your mind? Is it controlling your mind? Okay. Now, definitely it is harmful. Maybe many of us are not realizing. See, I understand we cannot completely banish it, but what I would, suggest you to do here is maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day you can spend. But remaining, you have so many other things. You're all small children. You should actually go out, have a lot of physical activity, right? Read wonderful books, have some thought-provoking, activities, because we want to safeguard ourselves. Now, I'm going to tell you how dangerous this television is. Something very simple. Now, let's say, I'm sure you as a family will be watching one movie or some kind of a soap serial, right? So when you're watching, what is it that they do? They, in between, like pose one advertisement. Here is a nice, lovely candy, and if you eat the candy, you'll get all the power. You can become Superman, Superwoman. You can fly in the air, right? So the first time you watch, you're like, no, 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 I don't need this. Again, after 15 minutes of movie or serial, what happens? Again, that advertisement comes, right? And this time you're like, maybe I should try. Again, after some time, they again throw the same ad at you. And then this time you're like, I think I should try. And before the fourth time, you'll actually go, maybe now, though it is so easy, you can even order it, it comes at your doorstep. So basically, what is it doing? It's just like how Shurpanaka did, right? Ravana had made up his mind, no, I'm not going to, harm myself. I'm not going to harm my dynasty. I'm not going to harm Maricha also. But Shurpanaka was going on, telling and telling and telling and telling, what are you doing? You should do this. Just like our television advertisements, right? So that's why, our entertainment can be called as modern day Shurpanaka. Okay. So how does our mind work? First, let's understand. Why is it that we get carried away? If I watch something 3 times, 4 times, if I hear somebody telling, you know what, you should come to that place and try something like this. And you're like, no, 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 it might harm me. No, no, you come. 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, chalo, let's go. We're given so easily, right? So why does that happen? To understand that, let's understand first how our mind works. Okay, so there are two. I know it might be a little difficult. I'll try to simplify as much as possible. Okay, so if you think of our mind, you can divide it into 2 parts. Okay, maybe we can call the left part as conscious mind. It's not actually like that, but I'm just telling you so you can visualize it. Conscious mind and subconscious mind. So what is the role of, like, see, every part of our body also has roles. For example, heart is supposed to pump blood and carry oxygen, all that, right? Likewise, what is the function of conscious mind is, it helps us for logic and reasoning. Logic and reasoning combined, if I have to say, what is good, what is bad. Okay, I should not touch fire because it will burn me. I should not tell lies because I'll be punished. So these kind of, thoughts that keep running. If I do this, this is the reaction I'm going to get. If I do this, this is the consequence I have to face. So that part is played by your conscious mind. Okay, so it helps you to basically figure out what is good, what is bad. It helps you to tell, okay, don't do this, do this. But your so-called subconscious mind is only like one storehouse. You'll have so many dabbas, right, where you store and keep things. It's just like that, right? It is a storehouse of memories and emotions. Fine. So it also records our every single experience. Say, for example, now you're attending this Ramayana camp. Maybe at some point you feel like, okay, this is so boring. And maybe you get demotivated. Let me not join tomorrow. Or maybe you feel like, okay, this is so nice. I'm going to learn so much. So all these experience you're having, right? All the memories you're having. See, for example, I don't know how many of you, like, if we see those orange candies, it takes me back to my childhood days. So certain memories are stored in our mind like that. So memories, emotions that we experience, our every single day experience is stored in the subconscious mind. So remember, conscious mind will help you, like, distinguish what is right, what is wrong. Subconscious mind will only store memories and emotions. Okay. Now, let's understand this cycle. Again, I'll simplify it as much as possible. We all have learned in our school there are 5 sense organs. What are they? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. Correct? So these 5 sense organs, we also call it as Gnanendriyas because they help us. Gnana means knowledge. They help us acquire knowledge. Now, what happens? Any input that has to go to the brain will be through the sense organs. Say, for example, let's say your favorite dish is noodles or pasta. I'm sure most of you kids like it. So what happens? Your nose, when your mother is preparing, your nose starts smelling. Okay, my favorite noodles, my mother is cooking. Then maybe you go, you see your eyes like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat it. Then your mouth starts watering, right? So this is how the sense organ looks at things around us and sends a signal. I want it. Can I take it? Right? So what does the conscious mind do? Wait. Good or bad, I'll tell you in some time. But let me ask the subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind, you might have eaten pasta maybe a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, and says, oh, it was yum. You should take it again. right? So subconscious mind says, take it. Conscious mind says, okay, do it. And the 5 sense objects, they do it accordingly. Okay, this is how it works. So let's understand it better. So the input, as I told you, goes from the sense organs to first our conscious mind. Now the conscious mind will interpret these inputs. Okay, what is it that you're asking for? To eat pasta? Wait, let me ask. Okay, so it will send the message to subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind will, it has to go and dig its memory. Now so many memories, so many emotions, right? So it will go and it will dig for information, and then it will send the data. Yes, 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 you can eat this. Okay, now let's say lemon. Sometime you try to taste lemon and it's like, oh, you would have made all kind of funny faces, right? So it's like, it's so, sour and will not be able to take it as it is. Likewise, next time you see lemon, can I? Conscious mind says, wait. Subconscious mind says, no, no, it's very sour. You say, no, no, fine. Maybe I'll make lemon juice, add some sugar and drink. Are we able to relate? This is how our conscious and subconscious mind works. So based on what the subconscious mind tells, the conscious mind reacts accordingly. Okay, so we can take another example, just like how we spoke about food. Say, for example, there is fire, and what happens? Your eyes look at the fire and you want to actually touch it. Let's say you're a baby, you've never touched fire, right? So that means when you've never touched fire, there's nothing stored in subconscious mind. So what happens? You go and touch the fire, you burn your hand and you cry and you get your Bernol and your Band-Aid done. But the next time when you see fire, immediately subconscious mind says, do you want to go to the doctor again? So don't touch. Correct? So what happens? The subconscious mind will store and it will guide the conscious mind. The conscious mind will give back the feedback, give its feedback back to the sense organs. So what happens, children? Even there could be any kind of bad habits, like we have alcohol, cigarette, all these experience, when you take it, is stored in the subconscious mind. The problem is it only stores the information, okay, and it sends it. But whether to do it or not, that discrimination is done by the conscious mind. So let's not confuse our conscious mind too much. What is the idea of learning this whole thing is, please be careful as to what you grasp, what you let your mind grasp. So when you watch these kind of advertisements, especially nowadays, everybody are hooked on to Instagram, Facebook, right? We keep night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, nobody's bothered. You keep scrolling through, you keep watching. There's so much of content that is coming. Please filter it. Watch what you watch. It's a very beautiful thing. Watch what you watch. Otherwise, what happens is subconscious mind will only store. And sometimes for the conscious mind to decide whether to do or not to becomes very confusing. That means we are putting ourselves in danger. That is the final verdict. So be very careful as to what you feed your mind. Be very, very careful. Okay. So it's like this, you can compare. You all know what an iceberg is, right? So this is what an iceberg is. So the top portion that we can see is so little. That is like our conscious mind. But the terror lies underneath. That's the subconscious mind. So many boats actually, when they're sailing through, they can only see the top part and it says, okay, there's no danger, but actually they go and hit the bottom. And that's how, ships sink. That means what I'm trying to tell here is, so we can only see the conscious mind can only make decisions, right? But the storehouse is subconscious. So let's garbage in, garbage out. So if you're putting garbage in, it is only going to give you back. And, this cycle just goes on. So let's be very careful as to what we feed our mind. So unfortunately, especially the trend nowadays is lot of reality shows they're running. Okay. And it is affecting the minds of youngsters, even, adults also to a great extent. Okay. So, what actually they try to show in many of these reality shows is controversy. Controversy is always, there's always violence, there's cheating, right? And, there's adultery, stuff like that. So what happens? It's these things are being fed to what? To the sense organs, right? And they're going to go get stored in our subconscious mind. So we got to be very, very careful. And when it is stored, right, how do we start reacting? When the subconscious sends the signal back, we might act immaturely. Relationship complications, relationships are tearing apart because of many of these shows that they're watching. You'll be surprised. It's a lot of negativity. there's misinterpretations, there's deviation from culture and our own, social roots. People become more angry, confused, they become forgetful, they become intellectually dull. So intelligence dies basically. So intellectually they become very dull. Okay, so I can give you an example. I think there are many games also. I think couple of years ago there was this blue whale game which was making children do so many things, and they would just go. They would how many children have harmed themselves, right? So this is how your media works, which is very, very dangerous. So the content that we are actually watching mostly is a replica of what the Western world does. See, there's nothing wrong in copying somebody, but copying also should be the good things. There are so many good things. They're so punctual when it comes to time, right? And they don't need a traffic police in every signal, right? They follow the rules. So why not we pick those things? Unfortunately, we only like to pick negatives, right? So like that, the reality shows also, I mean, here are a list of some of it which has been picked up. So Kaun Banega Crorepati, KBC, run by the most famous Amitabh Bachchan. It's actually taken from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Indian Idol is from American Idol. India's Got Talent is from, Got Talent series. Is Jungle, Se Mujhe Bachao is from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Pati Patni Aur Wo is from Baby Botters. Sach Ka Samna is from The Moment of Truth. MasterChef is from MasterChef Australia. Zorka Jatka is from Total Wipeout. I mean, I'm just trying to tell, see how we've just aped it without even thinking how it can impact our people. Okay, some may be good, some may be bad, but we have to be very, very careful in what we choose. So here's one example I would like to give. So this is Dr. Kashyap, KK Kashyap. Okay, she says that she was so shocked. I mean, when we were all in college, there was something called MTV, Roadies. I don't know if it's still happening because we don't watch it anymore. But yeah, this reality show was extremely merciless. I think I would like to use that word. Okay, so they would humiliate people, they would pull people down, they would bring down their confidence, people will break down. I don't know what was the joy, what kind of entertainment is that? I really don't know, but people were crazy about it. Right, so one such instance she quotes that when her son was watching this, what was happening was there were two contestants, okay, and one contestant was trying to mercilessly humiliation, maybe call names or whatever, different ways of humiliating, and the son was actually applauding it. And she asked, what are you doing? You know what the son said? She deserves it. So it is not just, there were a lot of stunts and all that, but it was not just that, it was the attitude of the participants that children were picking up. So it is very, very dangerous, children. So without our knowledge, nowadays also I see many cartoons, there's only violence. They only project violence, and we just get so attracted because when our hero in that cartoon does, we think it's okay. Oh, even I'm supposed to do that. Right? But look at our hero, Lord Ramachandra. Right? Look at our, scriptures where beautiful explanation of great heroes. And the qualities we've already seen in these 3 days. What wonderful qualities. Is there any one cartoon which will project all this? It's all made up. So be very, very careful in what you choose. Okay. So that was our learning today, and let's continue with our story. Okay. So what happened? Ravana is now completely mesmerized by the words of Shurpanaka, and he goes to Maricha. And he says, Maricha, I want to kidnap Sita and you're going to help me. Don't give me any advice. I've not come here for any of your advice. You should just help me in executing this task. And then Maricha again tries, but then, Ravana says, help me or I'm going to kill you. So Maricha thinks for some time, if I'm here, anyways, Ravana is going to kill. If I go there, anyways, Rama is going to kill. So it's better to die in the hands of Lord Ramachandra, right? So even though they were demons, right, they had this understanding. Okay, I'd rather die in the hands of the Lord and get liberated than die in this Murkha Ravana's hands. Okay, so Ravana instructs Maricha. When he agrees, he says, you should take the form of a golden deer. Okay, and you should go and enchant Mother Sita. Okay, you should just, walk in front of her and keep jumping and hopping. You should actually enchant her in such a way that she at any cost wants you as a pet. And I'm sure Lord Ramachandra will go to get or capture you. And what you have to do is either you will be killed or captured. In any which case, call out, "Oh Sita, oh Lakshmana, help me." Right? When you do that, they will leave Sita alone. Lakshmana will leave Sita alone and come to help Rama. At that time, I'm going to kidnap. So this was a plan. And surprisingly, his plan executed as he had wished. Okay, so now when Richa comes, he takes such a beautiful form of deer. Now imagine it's a golden deer. You can just close your eyes and just imagine beautiful golden colored deer with silver color spots and beautiful, beautiful eyes. Right? It is so, and its skin is so soft, like lotus petals. It's so soft. Right? And it's just hopping here and there, jumping here and there, right? Sometimes trying to drink water, trying to eat grass. So it is doing this, and Mother Sita looks at this deer, and for once she's like captivated by its beauty. She says, "I've never seen anything in the whole creation. This is so beautiful." And she goes to Lord Ramachandra and she requests Lord Ramachandra that please get this deer for me. Anyways, we have to spend 1 more year here, right? So I'll keep it as my pet. And when we go back to Ayodhya also, I'm sure our mothers, Bharata, Shatrughna, everybody will be happy to see this beautiful deer. So at any cost, please get it for me. Okay. And Lord Ramachandra says to Lakshmana, in all these years of our marriage, Sita never asked me for anything. So this is something she's desiring so much, I'm going. Okay, when Lord Ramachandra is going, actually Lakshmana wants. See, there's nothing, it's not so natural. It's not a natural deer. Of course, in the image, what you're seeing is like normal deer, but the description given by Valmiki is so beautiful. So he says, be very careful. This doesn't look like an ordinary deer. It could be some trick of a Rakshasa. So please be careful. He advises Lord Ramachandra. And Ramachandra says, if it is a Rakshasa, then I'll anyways go and kill him. But Lakshmana, at any cost, don't leave Mother Sita alone. Okay, he strictly orders Lakshmana not to leave Mother Sita alone. Now what he does, Rama runs behind this deer, and this deer is sometimes, it's disappearing, appearing, it's using all its mystic power. Rama is running, trying to shoot arrows, and he's missing out, and he thinks, okay, this is not going to work out. So what I'll do, I'm going to kill this deer and bring the deer to Mother Sita. Okay, so the moment he kills, that is, he shoots his arrow, Maricha takes his original form as Rakshasa, and as advised by Ravana, he starts screaming, Sita, Lakshmana, help me, help me. And the moment Mother Sita hears this, she's shaken up. She's so worried that something happened to her beloved husband, and she tells Lakshmana, please go. I think Rama is in trouble. But Lakshmana says, who can trouble Lord Ramachandra, right? So he knows very well. He says, don't worry. I'm sure this is the trick of the Rakshasa mother. I cannot leave you. My brother has strictly told me I'm not going to leave you. By this time, Mother Sita is already very tensed, anxious. She also becomes angry and she starts scolding Lakshmana. She says, you must be some messenger of Bharata. You deliberately have come here, want to watch your brother die, and then maybe you want to somehow, take me with you. That is your intention. And, she starts accusing him, and Lakshmana feels very hurt. He's so hurt that he says, okay, I will listen to you. I'm going, but please stay safe. Okay. And Lakshmana runs, he's in such a dilemma. He has to obey the orders of his brother. His sister-in-law is scolding him. I mean, what a situation Lakshmana must have been in. Well, all this was being enjoyed by who? The demon Rakshasa, who was hiding behind a tree and watching, and he's like, wow, my plan was a grand success. Okay. And what he does, he takes, again, these are all shape-shifting demons, right? They can just take any form they want. So he took the form of a rishi, and he comes to Mother Sita. Okay, one thing I want to add here. I'm sure many of us have heard that when Lakshmana was leaving Mother Sita, he drew something called as Lakshmana Rekha, right? So children, there's nothing like this mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. So what happens is there are so many versions. There were also many folklores people started singing Ramayana as, and sometimes they end up adding their own thing. Though it sounds very nice, but this is not true because it's not mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, we have to always go by the authenticity of the author and the scripture. Okay, so there was no Lakshmana Rekha drawn. Yes, so coming back to the story, Ravana comes and Ravana begs for food, and Sita Devi receives him very well. She washes his feet, she serves him food, everything. And when she asks, who is he? He's actually looking at the beauty of Sita and captivated, and immediately he takes his form and he says, I'm Ravana, I've come to take you, come along with. And when Mother Sita refuses, the way he pulls Mother Sita, he holds, her hair, pulls her by a thigh, and he takes her, on the Pushpaka Vimana. We have seen what Pushpaka Vimana is, right? It's almost like a floating city. So and here Mother Sita screaming, Rama, please help me, somebody help me. She's screaming, right? And, the moment Maricha called out for Lakshmana and Sita, here Lord Ramachandra is a little disturbed. He's like, oh, he just imitated my voice. I hope it doesn't cause any disturbance in Panchavati. And he's running towards Panchavati. And halfway he meets Lord Lakshmana. And he's angry. He's also shocked. He's like asking Lakshmana, why did you leave Sita? I told you not to leave her. And Lakshmana explains that this is how she started accusing me. I had to come to see, what had happened to you. And both of them start running. Rama is very tensed. He's getting all bad omens and he's feeling something is terribly wrong. Either he got to know it is Rakshasa's trick, and, he's thinking either they have killed Mother Sita or they've kidnapped, something has happened. Okay? So he comes and his fear comes true when he reaches Panchavati and he sees that Mother Sita is not to be found anywhere. Rama and Lakshmana go searching everywhere. Rama is going and asking the trees, the birds, the animals, have you seen my Sita? Has anybody seen my Sita? Right? And he's crying, he's weeping, sometimes he's angry. So much of pain, so much of separation from his beloved Sita. Right? And at some point, he's also losing hope. Right? But Lakshmana says, don't worry, brother, we are going to find Mother Sita. At one point, when they're walking in search of Sita, there's this one particular mountain that Rama comes across and asks, have you seen Sita? And when he doesn't get any response, he becomes so angry. He says, I'm going to destroy. First time Lord Rama exhibits anger, so much of anger. And he says, I'm going to destroy the entire creation. And he takes his bow. And Lakshmana actually begs and tells, this avatar of yours is supposed to be very peaceful, calm, and you've come here to protect the universe, not to destroy the universe. Like this, he calms Lord Ramachandra, and then he says, let's go in search of Mother Sita. So there's this deer, which Lord Ramachandra, while he's asking, he could actually read the signs that the deer was giving, and the deer starts looking towards south, right? It says that means somebody took Mother Sita towards south. Okay, so Rama says, okay, I think we should start walking towards south, and Lord Ramachandra and Lord Lakshmana starts walking towards south. There they see the footsteps, where see Mother Sita, and there was another footstep of a huge Rakshasa, and they understood, okay, so, somebody has captivated their Sita. So while they're walking and going, they see Jatayu. One important thing I forgot to mention here, very important, is when Ravana captures Mother Sita and he's taking her by the Pushpaka Vimana, she's crying for help, right? Who is the one who had told them, whenever you both are not there, I will protect? That was Jatayu, giant vulture. So he sees that Ravana is actually taking Mother Sita away. So he comes and he attacks Ravana. There's going to be, there was a very ferocious war between them. But as we know, Jatayu was 60,000 years old. So what does Ravana do? He actually cuts off the wing of Jatayu, and Jatayu falls from a great height. He's almost on the verge of giving up his life, but he's holding on to it because he knows Lord Ramachandra is going to come, and I want to pass on this message to Lord Ramachandra. So after this happens, Lord Ravana continues his journey. He pulls Mother Sita and he continues, and Mother Sita sees no other hope. What she does, quietly she tears a piece of cloth from her sari, and she takes out some of her ornaments, ties it, and she throws it while they're passing by. So this falls near a mountain where many monkeys were. This is all very important information. We can connect it when we are discussing the next kanda. So she throws this piece of cloth, which is, filled with her jewels, and it falls, and the monkeys keep it safe. Okay. So coming back to this, as we seen, Lord Ramachandra is searching for Mother Sita, and he sees Jatayu dead, almost on the verge of dying. Right. So when Lord Ramachandra goes and asks Jatayu what happened, he says, Ravana captured Mother Sita. I tried my best, Lord Rama, but please forgive me. And Rama very affectionately hugs Jatayu. This is the beauty of our Lord Rama. Whether you succeed in serving him or whether you fail, you have attempted, right? That is all what Lord sees. He sees your intent, the intention with which you're doing things. So he tried, Jatayu tried, and Rama is feeling so painful that for my sake, he gave up he's almost on the verge of giving up his life, right? So such a beautiful thing. So we should not worry about, okay, every day I'm doing worship, I'm praying to God. Will I be really successful? Will God ever be pleased? Don't have any such doubts. God looks at your intention. God looks at your efforts. God looks at, your devotion. That's all. You succeed or fail, it doesn't matter. See, in the case of Hanuman, right, which we're going to come very soon, Hanuman succeeded in his mission. But in case of Jatayu, he tried, but he could not succeed. But still, Lord Ramachandra was extremely merciful. And after Jatayu gave this information, he actually passed away. Okay. And what does Lord Ramachandra do? He himself performs the final rites of Jatayu. He could not do that to his own father, right? He was not present when Dasharatha passed away, but he personally carries Jatayu's body, sets it on fire. He goes to the nearby river. He performs the final rites. How fortunate Jatayu is, right? So Lord Ramachandra took the place of his son and performed his final rites, and Jatayu got liberation. So this is the beauty of the Lord. He looks at our devotion, at our efforts, not at whether we are successful, whether we are perfect. No, Lord doesn't look at all that. Okay, so keep this in mind, never get discouraged, and keep going. All right, so continuing with our story. Okay, so I forgot to move the slide. So here is Ravana, who comes as a sage asking for food. And he captures Mother Sita, and here's Jatayu fighting. He cuts off the wings of Mother Sita. And here is Jatayu, who dies on the lap of Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so I've been narrating for quite some time. I'm sure you're all waiting for this wonderful, wonderful pastime visually you would like to view it. So just give me a minute. I'm going to play the video for you. So are you all excited to watch the video? Sure, everybody wants to watch the video. Just give me 1 minute.
Shurpanakha, Ravan's younger sister, disguised as a beautiful lady, comes to Panchavati to entice Ram.
I am Shurpanakha. Ram, you're so beautiful, strong, and handsome. I have decided to marry you.
Your wish would be my command were it not for my wife Sita there. Why don't you approach my brother Lakshman? He is also very handsome and very strong.
He's handsome too.
I speak with your interests at heart. I'm only second to Ram, and I don't think you're the kind to settle for second best.
Yes, you are right. I am the kind to settle only for the very best.
Come. I'll introduce you to. This is my wife, Sita. What's happened to you?
Oh, our little sister, what has happened?
Ram? You mean that puny prince from Ayodhya? Is he the one who attacked you?
Those you call puny princes have insulted you and shamed the Rakshas race.
Do not worry, little sister. I will have these worms sliced up and fed to the raven for breakfast.
Sita, I wish I could destroy her beauty.
Is she that beautiful?
There is no one more beautiful than her in this whole world. Her waist is slim, her figure captivating, her complexion like molten gold. Oh, a heavenly maid who is designed for you, my brother. She's not worthy of that Ram. Oh, there surely is someone who is worthy of her, and that someone is you.
Ravan, accompanied by his uncle Marich, sets out to kidnap Sita.
Then, as we planned,
Yes, as we planned.
this is magnificent. And this can surely deceive Ram. How beautiful she is.
How lovely. It is real, isn't it? It's not a dream, is it? Oh, Ram, won't you capture the deer for me? It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
For you, I will. Lakshman, look after Sita. Brother, remember that this guy's beauty is Shurpanaka. Watch out for those treacherous creatures. All right, protect Sita. So, it is a demon disguised as a deer.
You might be relieved that you have killed me, but you'd better be worried about your pretty wife.
What? Lakshman! Sita! Help me!
Lakshman, did you hear that dreadful cry? Ram is in danger. He needs your help.
Oh, he will be safe. Don't worry, sister.
What are you saying? You wish him dead?
I understand. So, I will obey you. Sister, do not step outside this line. Within this line, you are safe, I assure you.
Everything goes just as I planned. Namah Shivaya. Om
virtuous lady, I come begging for alms.
Here you are.
Oh, I'm surprised. Somebody has drawn it to protect you. I cannot cross it, but you surely can. Come.
No, no.
If you do not feed this hungry sage with your own hands, then ruin shall fall upon your father's and father-in-law's house. Oh, noble lady. You must give with an open heart and receive my blessings.
Sita!
Mine now.
Let her go. She does not belong to you.
He tricked me. He tricked me and abducted my wife during my absence. I swear, Lakshman, I swear, I shall take revenge. I shall follow that villain to the ends of the universe. I will seek him out, and I will destroy him!
Ram! Ram!
Hey, what's this?
Forgive me, Ram. I tried to stop him, but he carried her away. My old wings were too feeble.
Oh, Jatayu, how can I blame you when you have given your life's blood for my beloved wife?
Do not lose heart, Ram. You will find her again.
Jatayu, Jatayu.
Okay, something very important here. Yes. So what we are narrating is from Valmiki Ramayana. So there could be some discrepancies when you watch the video. So don't get confused. Okay, just remember what we are discussing and you can watch this video. Okay, give me a minute. I will just. I'll share my screen. Okay, so we discussed that how Lord Ramachandra performed Jatayu's last rite, and even to this day there is a place. See, actually, where Jatayu was found dead, that is, he was almost on the verge of giving up his body. It is in a place called Le Pakshi. Le Pakshi. Pakshi means bird. Le means get up. That's what it means. Le Pakshi. Okay, so this is the place where Jatayu left his body and got liberated. And there's another wonderful place so this Lepakshi is actually in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and there's another wonderful place in Kanchipuram called Tirupudi. Okay, this is where Lord Ramachandra performed the last rites of Jatayu. So I'm going to show that to you also. So we've seen, right, in each Kanda, we've seen in Balakanda, we've seen the holy place, Ayodhya, right, and Like each Kanda, we are actually seeing the different holy places also. I'm going to show that to you. Okay. So again, to recollect, Jatayu failed, but he definitely pleased Lord Ramachandra. Now, what happened? Yeah, so this is Kanchipuram we were talking about. So as you can see, there is also a temple. I think it's called Vijay Raghava Temple, Vijay Raghava Rama Temple. So you can see Garuda. I think right opposite to that is the temple, and this is the place where Jatayu's final rites were performed. And it's also said, I think, that this water. So actually, Lord Ramachandra wanted to, for performing the final rites, he wanted water. So he shot an arrow, and that is how this particular pond was formed. Okay, right. So yes, couple of more things I would like to tell here. So what happened, as we see, Mother Sita, she was proceeding, she threw her jewels, and the monkeys were able to keep it. Okay, now here Ravana brought her to Lanka. Okay, and even though Mother Sita was not willing, he wanted to take on a tour. He wanted to show his opulence, and he wanted to see, I am the perfect fit for you because look at what I have. And what does your Rama have? He's lost everything and he's been sent to forest. So what does he have? Right? But Mother Sita was not interested. So Lanka was called the Swarna city. That means it was actually a gold, and everything was made with gold. Right? And there were the pillars and all were like endowed with wonderful gems, and it was a very, very royal. Anybody would actually fall for it. But Mother Sita was not interested. Right? Her all opulence, wealth, everything is Lord Ramachandra. So she was extremely sad, and Ravana said, if you agree to be my wife, you will have so many maidservants, you will be my primary wife, primary queen, everything. Okay, so Mother Sita did not agree. Then he told the other Rakshasis to take her and keep her in Ashokavana, okay, garden, Ashoka garden, and he gave her a warning. I'll give you just 12 months of time. Okay, in this 12 months, if you don't agree, then I'm going to cut you and I'll cook you and have for my breakfast. Okay, that's what Rakshasas do. Right now, you might ask a question here. How is that possible? Who's Mother Sita? Mother Sita is goddess Lakshmi. And how can she be taken away from, the Supreme Lord Narayana? How is that possible? Well, again, there is a secret. That's why we told initially when we started Ramayana, many common stories we know, but there might be many nice, intricate ones that we may not know. So I'll just give you a background of this. Actually, at one time, Lord Ramachandra, he gets to know that it's time Ravana is going to come and capture Mother Sita. So what he does, actually, even Lakshmana will not be present when this happens. Okay, he invokes Agni Devata, fire god. Okay, and he tells, you take Mother Sita and please protect her. And in her place, give me a replica, a duplicate, of Mother Sita so that she can be with me. So Agni Deva does as the Lord says. He protects Mother Sita and he gives a replica. She's called Maya Sita. Now, who is this Maya Sita? She's an incarnation of Vedavati. You all remember Vedavati? We seen on day one when we were introducing our villain, Ravana, right? He was cursed by Vedavati that I'll be the cause of your death. Right? So actually the one who gets kidnapped is Vedavati. Mother Sita, the actual Mother Sita will be with Agni Deva. That is why when much later when Agni Pariksha, again, many people don't know the real story. They just keep accusing, why did Rama do? Why did he send Sita to, to actually get into the fire and all that? That's again because so that Agni Deva can take Maya Sita and give back Mother Sita. So we need to actually read properly the authentic Valmiki Ramayana to understand everything, because Lord is perfect. He can never make mistakes. It's just our thinking, our limited knowledge that we start judging him. Okay, so it's very important that we understand this. So like this, the Mother Sita, who is in the Ashokavana, was being tormented and tortured by these Rakshasis. So now, please give me 1 minute here. Sorry about that. There was some problem with my charger. So, yeah. So let's continue. Okay. Now, Lord Brahma says, he goes to Indra and says, see, now Sita Devi. So basically, what happens, the way these Rakshasis were torturing Mother Sita could not bear the exhaustion and she fainted. Okay. So, Lord Brahma sends Nidra Devi and Indradev, okay, to go to Mother Sita. So Nidra Devi is actually the goddess of sleep. We all sleep well, right? That's only because we're blessed by Nidra Devi. Okay, that's the reason. So Nidra Devi comes and puts all the Rakshasis to sleep, and Lord Indra actually comes disguised, and he carries a beautiful celestial sweet rice. Okay, initially Mother Sita hesitates to take it, but then later Indra shows his original form, telling, I'm not some Rakshasa, but I'm here to help. I'm Indra himself. And why does he give that? He says, if you take this, you'll never feel hungry, you'll never feel thirsty, you'll never feel tired bodily. He's talking about, obviously mentally, she's very, very sad, depressed, because she's, separated by her dear Lord. That he says, I cannot do anything, my dear mother, but definitely physically, bodily, you will not experience any discomfort. So please consume this sweet rice. Okay, so this is what we have to understand here, children, is when you're devoted to the Lord will always protect us. Whatever situation, whatever condition we may be in, he sends either someone. Obviously, Lord cannot come for everybody, right? But he sends through somebody some kind of a message or some kind of a solace, so that we can come out of that situation. So this is one beautiful example of that, right? So then later what happens, as Rama and Lakshmana are passing through, right? So they got to know that the hint is, okay, Mother Sita has been taken to the southern part of the country, so they're heading towards it. So they meet one horrifying, again, when they're passing through the forest, another horrifying demon called Kabandu. Okay, this Kabandu demon will not have head, neck, nothing. And he'll have his, you can just imagine his mouth in the center of his belly and two eyes over there. And he's got a very long arm, extremely, almost 8 miles it will be spreading to. So that he can just capture any animal and, swallow it. So, right, so this Kabandu also grabs Rama and Lakshmana cuts off his hands accordingly and asks him. So Kabandu says, I was waiting for you. Same thing, he says, please bury me. And once I get back my original form, I will tell you how you can actually find Mother Sita. So he is the one who instructs them to go and take help of Sugriva. Okay. So then they come to, while they finally liberate Kabandu, and as they're walking, they come to Lake Pampa. This is where Matanga Rishi's ashrama is. Okay, so Matanga Rishi's ashrama, they meet Shabari. Shabari is extremely devoted to the Lord. We have heard of her devotion. She's patiently waiting for darshan of Lord Ramachandra. So when she meets Lord Ramachandra, she washes his feet. She offers him nice eatables. Extreme wonderful hospitality she gives, and then she takes permission. She says, "My Lord, I was waiting for you. Now please permit me so that I can leave this mortal body and I can go back to the spiritual world." Right? So like this, Lord Ramachandra delivers Shabari. Now from there, they start walking towards Rushyamukha Parvata. Okay, this is where they're going to meet Sugriva, and the story continues from here. The next Kanda is going to be Kishkinda Kanda. Okay, so you'll have to wait for the surprise and stories for tomorrow. But with this, we come to the end of Aranya Kanda. Okay. So yes, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Let's play Balarama, because after we hear about Rama, we should glorify him, and these two wonderful sisters singing so beautifully. Let's repeat, okay? As we did yesterday, the elder sister will sing. Let's repeat after her. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to share the Nama Ramayana. Yes, I request all of you to please recite to the first sister. So it helps us. We have heard about Rama, let's also glorify. Okay, let's.
Dandaka Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara
Children, I think there's some sort of a distortion in the. Give me 1 minute. Let me play that again. I hear there's a lot of distortion. I'm not sure if you're also experiencing that. So just give me 1 minute. Let me try playing it again.
Dandaka Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara Bhanajana Pavanara Dushta Virata Vinashanara
Okay, children, I think there was a lot of disturbance. I'm not really sure. Um, what could have been the problem. So we'll try and share this if you want to hear it again, so that you can revisit and meditate on Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so I'm going to read out the meaning for you. Just give me 1 minute. So let's read out the meaning of this Aranya Kanda of Ramayana. Okay, please hear this. Again, all this will help us to meditate even more. So Aranya Kandam, Dandaka Vanajana Pavanara. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who purified the environment of the Dandakaranya forest by slaying the demons. If you want, I'll just increase the font a bit. I'm not sure if you're able to see. Dushta Viradha Vinashana Ram. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who destroyed the wicked demon Viradha. Rama Rama Jaya Raja Ram, Rama Rama Jaya Sita Ram. Sharabhanga Sutikshnarchitaram. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who is worshipped by sage Sharabhanga and sage Sutikshana. Agastyanugraha Vardhitaram. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who was full with the blessings of sage Agastya. Gridhadipa Samsevitaram. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who was served by the king of vultures, Jatayu. Panchavati Tata Susthitaram. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who abided at the bank of the river at Panchavati. Rama Rama Jaya Raja Ram, Rama Rama Jaya Sita Ram. Shurpanakarthi Vidhayaka Rama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who enjoined the pain on Shurpanaka for her wicked intentions. Karadushana Mukha Sudaka Rama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who destroyed the face of demons Khara and Dushana from the world. Sita Priya Hari Na Nugarama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who went after the deer wanted by Devi Sita. Mari Chartik Krida Sugarama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who inflicted pain on Maricha with his arrow for his wrong deed, Maricha's wrong deed. Rama Rama Jaya Raja Rama, Rama Rama Jaya Sita Ram. Vinashta Sita Anveshaka Rama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who searched for the lost Sita earnestly. Gridhadipagati Dhayaka Rama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who gave liberation to the king of vultures, Jatayu. Shabari Datta Phalashana Rama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who ate the fruit given by Shabari as an offering of devotion. Kabandha Bahu Chedaka Rama. I take refuge in Sri Rama, who cut off the arms of Kabandha. Rama Rama Jaya Raja Rama, Rama Rama Jaya Sita Ram. Okay, so literally whatever, this whole Ramayana is like, we are reading the entire Ramayana in the shloka. So it's so beautiful. I'm sorry about today's audio. I was not really sure what was happening. So we'll try and share it if you want. You can always listen to the Ramayana. Okay, so all right. We will be sharing the quiz link at the end after we take up the question and answers. And I want all of you to attend the quiz carefully. And I would also like to give you one small task. Okay, let me see. From today onwards, see, in two Kandas, that is Balakanda and Aranya Kanda especially, what did we see? All of you were also mentioning, when I asked you the question in the evening, that respecting elders is something Lord Ramachandra did. So I'm going to give you a simple thing. It's not like we need to have a demonstration every time. So what I want you to do is, every morning, make it a habit. I know it's difficult, but you can make it a habit. Every morning when you get up, after you offer your prayers to the Lord, please go and take blessings of the elders in your family. It could just be your parents, if you're staying only with your parents, or if you have grandparents, uncles, aunts, whoever is elderly in your family, please make sure you take their blessings. Make it a habit. Say anything practiced for 20, 21 days, they say actually becomes a habit. So initially it might be difficult. It's going to help you in a long, long way. Okay, so can we take this? I'm going to ask you every day if you're doing it. Let me see a yes for this. Let's see. I'm going to the live window and see how many of you will do it from tomorrow. Let's see. Actually, you can do it from today. Yes, this is the activity today, Soumya. So quiz is there every day, but this is a simple, very sweet activity, which actually I told you yesterday, certain things when we start doing it physically, it also impacts our mind, right? So when you start touching and you start bowing down, that means you're giving up your pride, you're trying to be humble, you're trying to be meek. So let's start implementing it. I see a lot of you saying, yes, fantastic. Kashvi, Hemalata. Okay, Sarita, I think, okay, it's the mother's name, Soumya Gupta. Oh, you want me to tell you loudly? Jyoti, what I'm telling is there's no activity today. So what we're going to do is from tomorrow morning, the moment you get up, the moment you offer your prayers to Lord, you should go and touch the feet of all the elders in your family. If it's just your parents, no worries, just touch your parents' feet, your father and mother. Or if you have your grandparents with you, uncles, aunts, it'll be lovely. You can just make it a habit. Tell them that I want to take your blessings before I start my day and see how happy they're going to be. Okay, I hope you heard that, Jyoti. Okay. Lavanya says she'll do it. Bhagavat ma'am for me just showing the quiz is already filled. No, we have not shared the link, Bhagavat, yet. We'll be doing it just before we close the session. Okay, I think you're looking at yesterday's link. So just hold on. The quiz link is not yet shared. So Prerana said she's going to do. I'll do it always. Wow, wonderful, Bharat. Excellent. Okay, so happy. So this is a very simple activity. No demonstration, no uploading, nothing. This, you just tell me if you're doing it. That's more than enough. This is mainly, again, we learned something yesterday. Certain habits, if you want to follow the path of righteousness, it's not to impress people, right? It's not to deceive people, but it is only to improve ourselves. So wonderful. Where is the quiz link? Sarita, please hold on. The quiz link will be shared before we close the session. No, Bhagwat, that is yesterday. So just hold on for the link. We will be posting. Once it's posted, I'll let you. So let's take some questions. We have a few minutes. Let me see. What are the questions? Ma'am, what is meant by cures? A bad wish or spell, where someone says something to bring harm or bad luck to another person. Okay. You mean curse, right? I think you meant curse. Curse is, I don't know. In Hindi, we say shrap. In Kannada, I'm a localite. So in Kannada, we say sharp. So basically, when you curse somebody, may you burn into ashes. May you become a demon. May you become old early. So these are all curses. Like there are two things, okay? If you do something good, if you please somebody, they will give you a boon called var or vara, right? So if you do something, if you please the gods, you get the boons. Likewise, if you displease somebody, you get the goods. Okay, it's more like a spell. It's like a bad wish. Okay, right? Yeah, so you're asking about Lakshmana. Of course, as I told you, they were in a playful mood. Okay, so what Rama meant is, as of now, Lakshmana is staying alone. His wife is not with him. That's what he meant. He doesn't say he did not have his wife. I meant to say he did not have his wife there. So I told you they were in a playful mood. Yeah, why not? Sindhura Matra is asking, when you're taking blessings, if somebody can take a photo and if you want to share that, oh, it's going to be very nice. Maybe just for tomorrow you can do that because we don't have any specific activity. Thanks for the suggestions, Sindhura Mataji. So you all can do that. If it is your first day where you're touching your parents' feet, I think most of us do it on our birthdays, special days, but we can actually make it a habit to do it every day before you start your day. And maybe just for tomorrow, try and post the pictures as Mataji is asking. It's going to be wonderful, right? And children, I've seen parents and children both. I see that you're struggling to actually upload it in the comment section and description. So what you can do is you can upload it in the Google Drive. Take that link, again, make it publicly accessible. Take the link and post it in our Harmonics Life group. So that's fine. So that way, we'll not have you will not have any challenges, basically. The eldest did not have TV at that time. Yeah. See, those days, even before electricity was, discovered, actually, they were rising, just like Lord Rama. I remember how Maharaj Dashrath says his Kamala Lochana, like that, people were, all of them were like that. They would actually sleep very early. The moment sun sets, birds go to sleep, they would also do that. And in the mornings, they would wake up very early. So they had a very health. They don't know. I mean, if you have great grandparents and all that, even grandparents say, what is this cancer? We don't know what is cancer. They were so healthy. Any kind of their diet, they were so strict about it. They would eat early. They were physically very active, right? So they had, and the most, yes, the Shurpanaka was not with them. The television was not with them. You're right. Was the golden deer made with real? Yes, real gold. Real gold and real silver spots. Yes. Ma'am, in the video, yeah, that's what I told you, the Lakshman. Don't go by the video because it is not taken from exactly from Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, so Lakshman Rekha is not mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. That's why I told after the video there are certain things which cannot match. Okay, so it's basically taken from some kind of folklore. There's one more version which many people love to follow. One is, of course, the authentic Valmiki Ramayana, and the other one is Ramacharita Okay, so many things are taken from there. If there was no Lakshman Rekha, then why did Ravana have to transform into a sage? I mean, initially, obviously, if he comes as a Rakshasa, you think Sita Mata would have come out. She would not even have come out. She would have locked herself and she would have been inside. Right? So first, he makes sure, she comes out, he begs for alms. Initially, he talks to her, he asks her, who are you? Why are you staying in this forest and all that? So to strike that initial conversation, he comes disguised as a sage. Okay? And Sita Devi is very pure. She's very chaste. So she would never talk to a stranger. So, but those days they would follow, especially any saints come begging for alms, the women of the house would go and give those because they would then receive the boon, Sumangali Bhava, may you live for long, may you always, have your husband with you like this. So Ravana is very intelligent. So he knew all this. That's why he did not come in his original form. Okay. She would never have responded. Right. Where do we get authorized Valmiki Ramayana to read? Let me figure that out. Okay, I'll find it out and maybe I'll tell you tomorrow if you can order it somewhere, or yeah, I will let you know where we can actually get it. All right. Okay, do we have any more questions? Yesterday's winner, Sindhura Mataji, do we have anybody? Oh, sorry. Okay, you're not Sangeeta, you're Aprameya. Is Lakshmana real or fiction? The entire Ramayana is not fiction, my dear. Okay, so that's why in the very first day when I started, I said this is not some mythical story. It's not some mythical characters we're talking about. The Lord takes avatar along with his most intimate friends so that he can perform the pastimes, right? And as I mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya dushkritam. So he comes, right? So it is. You're asking about the Lakshman Rekha. That is, as I told you, is a fiction. Okay. So quiz. Okay, you're all waiting for the quiz. Oh, Bharat, you have the book. So you can just help the others. Where did you get the book? Whether it was ordered or did you purchase it in any specific store? How they can get it. If you can just help the others, it'll be very nice. Okay, just hold on for the quiz. Let's see. Are there any more questions? Do we have any more questions? See. Okay, there's one more question. Who is the mother of Ravana? Okay, so Ravana's parents were sage Vishrava and his wife was Kaikesi. Okay, Kaikesi. So his mother was Kaikesi. You also have it, Snigdha, very nice. Yeah, mother of Ravana is Kaikesi. Let's type that for you. Okay, all right. Any other questions? Otherwise, we can. Yes, actually, Ravana's father was a great sage, as I mentioned, right? So, Vishrava was a great sage. Ravana is actually a Brahmana. You know that? But there is a lot of story behind it. He was born at a very inauspicious time. Again, I don't know if you all know about it. It's wonderful. This actually takes us back to, there are doorkeepers of Lord Vishnu, Jaya and Vijaya. So once they stop the four Kumaras from entering, and that's why they get cursed that you be born as Rakshasas. And they're so fond of their Lord. So they will say, how are we going to live without our Lord? Okay. And then, Lord Vishnu, to console them, he asks, okay, I'll give you two options. Do you want to, take birth in 7 lives, 7 times, right? In different 7 times and be my devotee, or in just 3 janmas, 3 lifetimes, finish it off and come, but you should be my enemies as Rakshasas. Jaya and Vijaya loves the Lord so much, they will say, you know what? We are happy to be born as Rakshasas, your enemies, but we want to come back to you soon. So that is why they choose to be born as Rakshasas. So all the different yugas where we hear of different Rakshasas like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna. So they're none other than Jaya Vijaya. Okay. So yes. Yes, Ashi. Oh, you had one exam. Okay. Bharat, so you sure it is Valmiki Ramayana? Okay, Monica says they worship Ravana. Okay, that's very strange. Well, so they have taken birth as demons, but when they actually came as demons, they were definitely extremely sinful. Okay, Ravana actually misbehaved with many women. If you look at the detailed history of Ravana, I don't think so. We have to worship them. The worship of the Lord is ultimate. See, it's something like this. So to give you a very simple example, so we have a plant. Okay, you all have learned the different parts of the plant. It's got a stem, leaf, right, flower, fruit. When you are asked to water, do you go and water each and every part of the plant? No, right? You water only the root. So the Supreme Lord is like the root. So if you pour water, if you pour the minerals, right, if everything is done to the root, what it does, it automatically gives its share to the different parts. Like that, I think worship of Lord Vishnu is the supreme, is the highest. Okay. Anyways, it's your personal choice, but I just wanted to add on to that. Yes, Jeshwita. They say Ravana was some 40,000 years old, approximately. Yeah, I think that's one of the questions. 40,000 years old. I don't know whether it's authorized Valmiki Ramayana. Okay. Okay, okay, Monica. Okay. So you can actually try reading usually at the the first page and the last page, somewhere you will get the information. If it is written by somebody else, or if it is authentic, you can see. But yeah, it's a little hard to make out whether it's authentic. Anyways, I'll also do my part of homework. I'll also find out where you all can get, and probably if you find out the image, maybe Hemalata, you can just compare and see if it is the same, then definitely you have the authentic version. Okay. All right, children, any other questions? Otherwise, we can close the session. Dhanraj Prabhu, I think you can post the quiz link. Please attempt the quiz every day and attend the session. You know the criteria, right? If you want to be the winner, you have to attend all the 7 days. You have to take up the quiz and you have to get 10 on 10, right? And also perform the activity. Our activity today is so simple. And this activity is not just for tomorrow. As I told you, I want you to do it every day. Okay, children? So I don't see any more questions, doubts. I think we're good to close the session today. I'm going to meet you with more interesting stories, videos, activities tomorrow. Till then, enjoy your evening, meditate on Lord Ramachandra. So I'm sure you all have become Rama conscious, and I see the eagerness, when I see Lavitra, ma'am, can you start Aranya Kanda? So it's wonderful. Keep that spirit on. All right. And see you tomorrow. Till then, Hare Krishna, children. Thank you so much. Please attempt the quiz. Also, children, I have a small request. You can like and subscribe this channel of ours. You can also share it with your friends. It's okay if they missed the first 3 days as recording, they can watch. So everybody can benefit, from our Ramayana camp. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Take care, everybody. Good night. Hare Krishna.